Hey G.I. Joe fans, Joe Motion Videos 82 here. It is time for another G.I. Joe toy review, and I must greatly apologize to you guys for this being so long to get a video out. I didn't realize exactly how long it had been for a G.I. Joe review, and I do thank you very much for your patience and tolerance of that. When I uploaded the last Monster Monday, I realized it had been 10 days since my last G.I. Joe review. And, that's pretty embarrassing. This is more of a G.I. Joe channel than it is a horror slash monster channel. I do apologize once again for that. But today we are going to be looking at the 1985 G.I. Joe Striker. Now, this vehicle has a lot of memories for me, some very dear memories. My friend John, who I've talked about before in the past, had this, and we played the heck out of this toy. It was a lot of fun, very durable. We would, make ramps and jump it off the ramps, play with it in his backyard, out on his patio. It was just a fun vehicle altogether. It carried up to four different Joes. I'll point out the foot pegs on the running boards. Be careful with those. Those are kind of thick, so those can crack the heels off of your figures. This is one vehicle that came with a driver that actually had a gun. Excuse me. Came with Striker, or not Striker, but what is his name? Crankcase. Is one of the few vehicle drivers that actually came with a weapon, and I like that. I like when they come with weapons. That way you could play with the figure by himself and still have a weapon to play with him, instead of having to borrow from another action figure you weren't playing with at that moment. That was something pretty rare that Hasbro did in the 80s. And later on down the road, they started coming out with drivers that had weapons and figure stands. Now, there are multiple variants of the Striker. So I will name those off, and I'll pull up the pictures for you. They I had no idea there were so many of these. This is a channel that I learn from as well as we go. But the demographics on the Striker, it was released in the U.S. toy stores in 1985. It included the figure crankcase. The toy was sold from 86 and then discontinued in 87. The Striker was also available without the driver via mail order from 88 to 89, meaning they had a surplus of these, so they sold them through Hasbro Direct from 88 to 89. Crankcase was released as part of the fourth series excuse me, in 85, and he came exclusively with the Striker, which means all-weather environment. A.W.E. Striker's all-weather environment. He was sold in 86 and discontinued in 87. Crankcase was also made mail order through Hasbro Direct as a part of the 6 figure vehicle driver set, which included Copperhead, Hiss Driver, Stinger Driver, Frostbite, and Thunder. So you could have purchased these two separately and still had them together. Let me pull up the box art on this guy as well. I love the box art. These things are so cool. So that box art was pretty close, if not exact replica of the Striker box art that came with the Walmart version of the Striker. that was released a year or two ago. There were several different Ostrikers that were released over the years in 92, 95, 01, 03, 2 and 08, another in 2010, 2012, 2014, and 2015. I'll pull up those pictures of those vehicles as well. The Eco Striker actually came out in 1992 as part of the Eco Force, so it's the very weird colors that Eco Force vehicles came with. But they also released the Eco Striker again in 2014. So let me pull up the pictures of those vehicles. I'll pull them up in order from 92 to 2015. There won't be any music during this time, so it'll just be silence just to let you guys know in advance. So let me get those pictures pulled up for you. So as you can see, there are many different colors and some different designs of those the Ostriker. Some did come with action figures. There was Dial Tone, Pathfinder. One came with Snake Eyes. So needless to say, this is a very popular action figure. When it first came out in '85, I forgot to mention the original retail price on that. Um, it it was $6.59. Uh, the parts that are easily lost and broken on the '85 Ostriker were the antennas. Those would bend off, or they would bend real easy, break off eventually. They're made of a soft plastic. Um, Came with a camera on the front that was easily lost, and the engine cover would be easily lost as well. Um, Kids taking them apart and just losing them. Watching my nephew play with the Masters of the Universe toys I gave him, he would just take them out of the box and start taking the accessories off. So that's pretty much how parts got lost on these toys. And that would drive me nuts when my friends would do that. They would start pulling their accessories off for some reason, which I could never understand. It drove me insane. It's like, man, you could lose those. So when I put an accessory on, say for a weapon or a backpack, um, it stayed on there. Put the helmet on, it stayed off, never came off. There were a few action figures that I reviewed that had helmets on them, and when I pulled it off to show you what the helmet looked like, that was the first time it had come off in however many years I've had that action figure. So I never did have the Ostriker as a kid, but I do have I don't have it on display anymore, but I do have the Walmart version of the Ostriker, and it is a near exact image of this one. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into the review of this very beautiful vehicle. All right, so here it is. Let's go ahead and take a look at the file card first. You can see this was clipped off the box by a kid. It's very jagged. You see it, the back where it came off the box reads Ostriker, driver, codename Crankcase. File name Indiana Elwood G. a primary military specialty motor vehicle driver, secondary military specialty armor, birthplace Lawrence, Kansas. Let me get that into view here. Serial number 541615102. There are several ways to get from one place to another in Kansas, and driving fast is most of them. Crankcase was racing street machines when he was 16, and this is no great feat since he had been building them from the time he was 13. He worked in the stock car circuit for years until boredom hit him like a brick wall, and a recruiting sergeant with a crooked smile signed him up for a burst of 4 with the promise of speed and glory. A burst of 4 meant 4 years in the military. Crankcase graduated Ranger School and Desert Warfare School and attended Special Air Service Tactical Driving School under the NATO Exchange Program. Qualified expert M16, M1911A1, M16, and TOW, which is a missile. So he's a Ranger too, Special Forces. That's pretty cool. Then the bottom reads a quote, ever get irritable when you're standing in line? That just doesn't seem to be moving at all. Well, the whole seems to be moving in slow motion to crankcase all the time. So everything is slow. He's always in a hurry. That's why he's constantly ticked off. He's just not happy unless he has a wheel in one hand and a shifter in the other and the wind in his face. So the guy doesn't like standing in line and waiting and blah, blah, blah. He prefers to be behind the wheel of a vehicle and driving fast. So let's take a look at Crankcase here. His helmet easily falls off, at least on my version, and it is very difficult to get him into the vehicle. So let's take a look at his helmet first. It is a gray Kevlar style helmet. Pretty bland. Not much to it. So, yeah, it's a pretty bland helmet. So Crankcase has red hair. His eyes are painted brown. He has brown eyebrows. He has a red mustache. His hair is parted to the side. Wearing a green shirt. Looks like a green sweater type shirt with a brown button-up shirt on the underneath. Must be short-sleeved because the green sweater shirt the sleeves are rolled up on it. He does have shoulder straps that attach to his belt. He has a belt buckle with looks like an eagle on it. So it goes around the back. This is a Y strap for a backpack, which he did not come with. He has black driving gloves, a holster on his right leg. The paint is worn off on this because when you set him in the vehicle, his leg rubs on the center console there. He does have brown boots. He has pouches on the front of his legs, and none on the side. So he's a pretty cool looking character altogether. I do like him. You see how the helmet just kind of falls off. I'm surprised the helmet still came with the figure. He did come with this rifle. It does look like a real world weapon. I do not know the name of it, but I've seen stuff very similar to it. Pretty cool. Magazine there on the front. Looks like a collapsible stock. Pretty cool. So let's get into the vehicle itself. You can see here on the side it has a grid pattern, side rails, or yeah, side rails I should say. You can see that the foot peg here is kind of thick, so as I aforementioned, be careful that you can crack the heels on older Joes. Has the G.I. Joe sticker here on the side. It's getting a little worn off there. Has more stickers with serial numbers. Has the U.S. flag on it. Here on the back has tail lights and the removable engine cover. If this will come off. Here we go. You can see a very nice detail on there from the motor heads out there and Hasbro. They did a great job with making this engine look real. In the engine cover itself, you could see there are air vents on there. There's a hole for fuel to go into, and it just goes right back over the top, snaps back into place. Here on the side, same thing, you know, your G.I. Joe emblem, that's getting worn off. Might have to replace these eventually, or just keep them the same, you know, keep it looking with its age. Another side rail. Here is a camera that is mounted on the front that is easily lost. Also comes with this hose, which attaches to the top right here on the peg. This hose is often missing. Get it back here in the distance. Move the camera up. You can see the two antenna right here. These are very soft, made out of a soft plastic, so they are pliable. Moving back. Here's the camera here on the front. We used to use this as a gun as well as a camera. It has a steering wheel here on the sides, or here on the front, I should say. The steering wheel does not move. It's not very often you find that missing. The seats are padded. It has a gear shift here in the middle and a cannon here on the front. The front part of the cannon here is a separate piece, and this is sometimes missing, so be on the lookout for that. The cannon does rotate 360 degrees if it doesn't get in the way of the antenna. We used the camera as a way to operate the cannon too. It fits in there loosely, so it bounces up and down, doesn't want to stay in place. A neat feature on this, outside of the headlights and the roll bar or the crash bar on this, it had suspension. You could see underneath here, it has front and rear suspension. That was the coolest thing for us to play with. So when we would jump this off of little ramps that we made, when it would hit, it would bounce a little bit. That was so cool watch it do that. We had so much fun with this as kids. Oh man, this brings back so many good memories just playing with this. So putting crankcase back in is a chore in itself. Oh, great. His helmet just fell off. Trying to get him in behind the wheel. There we go. He actually fit in nicely this time. I'm glad. I had to practice a few times. So just stick him in from the side as I did, and he'll go right in there. I store the gun separately, but it will fit right in to the side rail without any problem. So, as I said before, John and I had so much fun with this Striker. It was a complete blast. We would load it up with all the Joes that we could, one in the passenger seat and the two on the running boards. We lived in a trailer park at the time, and for the heating vents, they weren't up on the walls like you do in a house where you have central heating. At least here in Arizona, the heat and air conditioner both come out of the same vent. So when you turn the heat on, it activates a part of the air conditioner that has the heat pump, which will give you heat. It's called central heating. So the heat would come up out of the floor, and that makes sense, makes a lot of sense, with the physics of cold air. Cold air goes to the floor and warm air rises, so it would heat up the floor as it rises. But anyway, we would build one ramp in front of the register on the floor, and we would take the cover off and have a landing ramp on the other side and try to make it jump over the the hole in the floor. A lot of times it would make it to the landing ramp, but other times it'd crash into the ramp and crash into the floor, and whichever Joes fell in the hole were obviously dead. So we had set them to the side, and we'd go through all the Joes that he had until it was the last man standing kind of thing. We just had a blast with it. Never lost any of the Joes inside the register, as we would pad the inside of it so it would all fall into one area so he wouldn't lose them. But never broke the Striker, surprisingly. But it was just so cool watching it land because, like I said, it would bounce. And gosh, those memories are so great. As far as the Eco Striker goes, I was in my senior year of high school, just starting my senior year. I remember seeing it in the in KB Toys, and I thought that is the ugliest thing I had ever seen. I thought to myself, they just ruined the Striker. What are they thinking? Yeah, it didn't come with a driver. Sorry, my tablet keeps on turning off. It didn't come with a driver. It was sad. It was a sad looking toy. So no offense to those who like it out there. I'm going to have to buy it now that I saw it and remember it. Just so I could say that I have an ugly toy. Oh, I'm sure it has its unique beauty to it these days. Nostalgic beauty, I should say. Okay, so here we go. Let's get into my favorite segment called Byron's Gripes. Thank you so much to my new subscribers. I do really appreciate you guys subscribing to the channel. You are enrolled in the giveaway. As some of you may not know, that I am reaching a goal, or trying to reach a goal, of 700 subscribers by the end of the year. So by December, I will hold a giveaway when I reach 700 subscribers. Pardon me, I'm catching a cold. I promise you the prizes will be very good. I do not give away cheap, broken, trash prizes. These are things that I would keep for myself. If they are meant in box, that is what it is. Sometimes I do give away things that are open, that are vintage, put together, and complete. So it all depends on what I have duplicates of. That's what I usually buy things in twos when I could afford to. And that way I have something to give away. So you guys will not be getting anything junky. It's collector value. So I do Byron's Gripes as a form of entertainment. Uh, I use eBay just for a reference because it's quick and easy. I'm very familiar with eBay. I have no qualms with eBay. I buy and sell off of eBay frequently. It is a very good service. I do appreciate it quite a bit. I don't pick on the sellers either. You will not find any bullying on this channel. If you want bullying or people complaining about other people, you know, watch reality TV because you will not find it on this channel. I detest bullying. I was bullied as a child, and I am an advocate against bullies. So it will not happen here. So I do pick on the prices though, because some of these prices are just so off the wall, I cannot stand it. That's why it's called Byron's Gripes. I complain about the prices. I think it was Delvis78 that started calling it Byron's Gripes. So thank you, Del, for giving me that awesome name to use. So anyway, here we go. Let's get started. So 100% complete driver crankcase. It comes with the file card, helmet, and rifle. $26. Deal of the day. Holy cow. That's a very good deal with the file card and weapon. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. A complete Off-Striker, $59.95. Yeah, that's a little high, but I would pay that. That is not bad at all for this vehicle. The one that was sold on Hasbro Direct was the exact same color. Sometimes they'll recolor it a little bit so you could tell the difference between the two. Here is the box by itself, $50 or better offer, deal of the day. Oh gosh, here we go. Brace yourselves for this one, guys. This is nuts. Mint in box, $999.99. No deal, that no or better offer. The guy wants $1,000 for this. No, thank you. Thank you, no. Absolutely not. You're not sitting on a gold mine. Did you buy this from King Tut? It's not that it's not that rare of a vehicle, guys. $1,000 is way too much. Here's another one. It looks like it's missing some parts. $30 or better offer. But this is one you could definitely build on a budget. If you're not familiar with that term, what I call build on a budget is you buy a vehicle that's mostly complete, and you find the highest price that it's, or whatever it's selling for, and you buy the parts, but watch your shipping, and you could come in under the selling price of, or the asking price of most sellers. So sometimes you could do really well on that. Building, that's how I built my Tigerfly, not my Tigerfly, whatever the Tiger Force jet was. I had a stroke last year, so my memory isn't as great. The Tiger Rat, I built that on a budget. I bought it mostly complete. I just had to replace the bombs and everything, and it's pretty valuable, so I came in way under budget on that. Here is another one that is selling for $49.95. It comes with a complete driver with his helmet and gun. It is missing the engine cover, $49.95. So definitely deal of the day. You could build on a budget with that. Here is crankcase complete, $25.95. I won't quote auction prices because they wax and wane. So unless it is something so off the wall, I'll mention it. Here's another one, $9.95. It is missing a lot of parts. Again, built on a budget. Here's one that is complete with the blueprint, $65, deal of the day. Another crankcase. Oh, that's kind of interesting. It comes with 2 helmets, but that's up for auction. Here's a bare bones crankcase, absolutely no accessories. He's marked down from $25.59 to $20.47. Absolutely not. I would not pay that much just for this crankcase unless I absolutely needed him to complete my Ostriker, and he was the last one and the cheapest one. Here's a complete Ostriker, $24.99 or better offer. He's wanting $17.50 for shipping, which something this size. Oh, I'm sorry, it's missing the hose. My apologies. Something this size for the box, yes, $17.10. Given inflation, that's about average for shipping. Here's one that is complete, $57.87. I'll put that up with deal of the day. It doesn't have the driver. Another one that's missing the camera and hose, $35, deal of the day, because again, that's built on a budget. Here's one, $13.99. It's missing the engine cover, cannon, and hose as well. Here's one complete mint in box, $1,129. I don't know what to say about that. I know there are people out there who are trying to make money off of this. I get it. I really do. But that is a little much, and it makes it hard for your average everyday 9-to-5 knuckle buster to afford a mint in box vehicle. This one is being sold as the 1985 Ostriker, but this one is the one from 2010 from the it has Snake Eyes Arajikashi emblem on the front. It's that was from the G.I. Joe movie, so that's not the 85 Ostriker. Here's one for $10. The picture on it isn't all that great. Looks like it's missing the gun and the engine cover. Has the camera though, which is nice. Auction. Here's one, $22.50, missing the gun and hose, and looks like an antenna. Here are some parts: the wheels, camera with the hose, antenna, front bumper, the shock absorbers, $18.50. So if you're looking for those parts, definitely snatch that up. That is a great deal. Here's another one. It says 100% complete, but the driver is not. $59.95, deal of the day. Another one, $199.99 complete. It comes with a sticker sheet. Again, that's way too expensive for me. Here's one that's missing quite a few parts, $49.99. Again, built on a budget. Oh, deal of the day here, complete, $36.99 and $9.75 shipping. There you go. I like that one. Here's one that's complete with the box, $169 or better offer. Okay, I'll put that with deal of the day. $59.95 complete, everything with the driver, file card, gun. $59.99. Here's a complete crankcase, $16.95. plus $4 shipping. Deal of the day. His helmet, $8.50 or better offer. No, I would not pay more than $6 for that. Here's another crankcase with the wrong gun. It comes with Duke's gun, $17.99, marked down from $19.99. No, thank you. The roll cage, $5. Crankcase with the helmet, $12.99. Okay, that's not bad, really. So I'll put that with deal of the day. Here's another one, complete with blueprints. Okay. $74.99 or better offer. Deal of the day. Well, I'm hitting a lot of deal of the days. I think I set a new record. Here's one incomplete. The Ostriker is bare bones. So you're going to need to get everything for it, except it's just the wheels and the body of the vehicle. All the little snap-on accessories are missing. Excuse me. Comes with the driver with the helmet, $22.50. So that is certainly a build on a budget. I learned a lot from this review. I had no idea that there were so many Ostrikers out there. I thought they left off on the 85 until I was reminded about the 1992 Eco Warrior version. This is a great vehicle. Sorry, I was looking underneath the camera at it. I love the smaller vehicles. This would be mid-size for me. It is, I'm going to have to glue the decal down. It came off as I was touching it. Little super glue is good for that. I had to super glue the one of the front decals down. But this is a cool little toy. It's pretty durable. I don't know about today, given the age of the plastic. Some of the plastic, like the roll cage, is soft, but the body is a harder plastic, kind of like the Vamp is. I hope I'm not losing my voice. I need it for work. This is absolutely beautiful. So were all the others that they came up with, save for the the Eco Warriors. I mean, that's sacrilege what they did to the Ostriker. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I really appreciate you tuning in. Thank you very much to the new subscribers again. And if you're just tuning in to watch, please subscribe. I mean, you'll be automatically enrolled in for a chance to win a free toy. I mean, it's as simple as that. If you become a channel supporter, you will have your own giveaway. How do you become a channel supporter? It's very simple. If you served in the military, I would love for you to send me a picture of you in your uniform. I will put it up in my intro as I've done with other veterans. I just want to do that to show my love and support for you guys. You don't have to be in the United States military. You could be with the NATO or the UN forces. It doesn't matter. Just so you're serving in the military. Excuse me. You could send in some art, like Serpentors, Lair, and Mylar. They do action figure photography, very good action figure photography. You could see that in the intro. So they're channel supporters. You could do a collaboration with me. That'll make you a channel supporter. You can make donations to the channel, or a Jonation. Vinny C gave me that word, Jonation, to the channel, and you guys will be channel supporters, and you guys get your own giveaway. So you guys take care of yourselves, stay safe out there, stay healthy, remember, be kind to everybody. You never know what kind of day somebody's having. Even the simple act of opening a door could brighten somebody's smile, brighten somebody's day. I say that because I remember I was having a very terrible day, just feeling really, I was bummed, just really depressed, and somebody smiled at me as I was walking down the sidewalk, and that brightened my day. So you never know what little act will help. And be kind to animals. You never know. You never know what kind of day an animal's having. Of course you don't. Always be kind to animals. They know nothing but unconditional love. And don't forget to take care of yourselves. Give yourself a little bit of love too. I know it's hard when you have children to focus on yourself and take care of yourself. Your kids take priority, and that's very important. You know, being a dad myself, I know my child always took priority. I remember eating my dinner cold because I was too busy concentrating on feeding her. So yeah, I mean, being a parent's great, but don't forget to, treat yourself. Take your wife out on the date. Take care of yourselves. We need to focus on that as well. Since I'm single, it's easier to focus on myself and take care of, to do good things for myself. But yet I don't. Still busy taking care of everybody else. So anyway, I won't take up any more of your time. You guys take care. My work schedule's starting to balance out again. No more holidays to interfere. So next week there will be another review. So until then, we'll see you later. Take care. This is Joe Motion Videos 82 signing off. Bye-bye.